Now that we've cleared another stage, we can go and grab the shield from Servo. So we're going to do that now. He only gives you one dialogue box about it, so don't mash for too long. I want to talk about how the mission select list works, since if you're playing on the Japanese version, you might have trouble keeping track of where things are. Basically, if new missions get unlocked by clearing a previous one, they always get added to the bottom of the list in a specific order. So, getting through Find Shuttle adds Find Hidden Base and Duel in the Desert, in that order. Missions that were already in the list, like Destroy Train, just stay where they were. We want Find Hidden Base. It's one of the few stages that uses the Buster. So we want to get it out of the way while we've still got that equipped. We go to this desert area 4 times during the run, so try not to get your muscle memories mixed up. Kill this vulture. And then we shoot that guy with a lemon so that it doesn't spit fire at us. We also start charging our Buster when we do that. This thing has 10 health, so we hit it with an extended jump slash for 5, and then a charge attack for the other 5. To hit it with the extended jump slash, you want to jump from around here, a bit after you start going down the slope. It can be kind of tight to actually dash that far. And there's just a little text to match through there before Seal opens the door. So for this next section, we've got to get past all these spikes on the walls. It's not too difficult to jump through without sliding on the walls at all to slow yourself down. You will want to practice it a little bit. And don't cut the corners too close, or else you'll die. So you just go past that section, and then once you fall past this one, move to the left a bit to avoid the section on the right. Then once you fall a bit more, you just move again. For the section right after this, there's a bunch of stalactites on the ceiling that we want to knock down with Buster shots to create new platforms for us. That's why we've got this charge ready. So I move forward a little bit, and then I release the charge and fire an extra lemon around here as I'm dashing along the ground. That'll hit the first 2. And then as I'm jumping onto this one, I release another charge in lemon. You only need one or the other, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just the charge attack hit it, but since I restart a charge, I also end up firing a lemon. And then another set as you jump off of that stalactite. There's a third stalactite there though, so after those 2, one more as you're jumping on here. It's as you're landing on that one, and as you're jumping off of the second. It's up to you if you want to kill these things on top of the turtles here. You can either jump them entirely, or attack them as you go through. I'd say it's a little bit easier to destroy them. It will cost you 8 frames total of hit lag. You can also choose based on how much experience you think you've gotten. Like if you had a really good escort sequence in the last stage, and you're doing fine on XP, then it might be a better idea to clear them entirely. It will affect the RNG, but interestingly enough, the same manipulation will work on Blizzak, regardless of which you choose. Just don't, like, destroy one but not the other, because that might mess it up. You always have to wait for that bomb. Even if sometimes it looks like you're going to make it, you won't. Don't even try it unless you come up with some fancy strats I don't know about. Now we've got to rescue the people from the cells. It might take you a bit before you memorize where they all are. Let me talk a little bit about the RNG manipulation here. You can set it up however you want, but basically our objective is to fire 4 buster shots into walls at some point during this sequence before we get to Blizzak. I normally do it by buffering the shot as I'm finishing these cutscenes where I release people, but not on all of them, so it might be kind of confusing how I do it. And then I just hold the charge after that, because we use a lot of charged shots here. These things have 4 health, so if you do a walking slash, it won't destroy it. So you'll generally want to come in with a jump slash. Since I've already got the shot charged, I don't fire one after this cutscene. These guys have a bunch of health, and if you get detected, it's a huge time loss. It'll affect the RNG when these guys spawn, the big ones, and it'll just make you wait forever before you can release people. So we want to shoot them down. Generally I use a charge shot plus 2 lemons while dashing along the ground. They need to be dashed lemons. If it's 1 regular and 1 dash, that won't be enough for the kill. And then, just in case I mess it up, I normally swing my sword at him as I'm going in range, just as a backup. Since in that situation I didn't get 2 dash shots, one of them was too early. When you drop down after releasing this prisoner, there's going to be one of those guards on each side of you. You won't have to worry about the one to your right as long as you drop down correctly. Basically, we're going to drop and then move to the left as we get past the corner. And then this guy won't see you. And then for the one in front of you, you just do the same thing as before. A charge shot, 2 dash lemons, and a sword swing, just to be safe. This one's pretty basic. You just go up onto the next ladder right away. You do have to shoot at this guy. We don't swing our sword at him just because he's out of range anyway, but if you do mess it up, it's not as big of a deal since you're above his line of sight by the time he recovers from getting hit. So it will affect the RNG if you don't kill him, but at least you won't get detected, which is really the big concern. And then this next one's a little bit tricky. Similar to before, we need to move to the left to avoid that guy. But if you just try and fall through normally, you normally won't make it. You'll land on top of him and trigger the alarm. So what I do is I grab the ladder for a moment to cancel my velocity, and then let go and move to the left. You could also catch the corner and like slide down it a little bit. But you risk kicking up smoke clouds if you do that. And you won't really be able to see if you're doing any smoke clouds because of the wall there. So that could affect your RNG. I prefer the ladder. And then there's one other guy to shoot there. We're not going to need to shoot anymore, so no need to bother charging again. There's that guy there. He will turn and face you if you wait too long. Oops. But even if he does that, you can basically just jump over his cone of vision. So he's not really a problem. And getting detected there doesn't matter. Equip the shield. We're going to need that for the boss fight. Little dialogue before each door. By the way, if at some point during the stage you know that you messed up the RNG manipulation in some way, the best solution I found is to just fire one extra buster shot, so 5 total, before getting to Blizzak. By some amazing coincidence, that seems to fix almost every way that you can mess up the RNG manipulation that I found. Also, before entering this door, when you pause and equip the shield, if you don't have the Thunder Chip equipped already, this is your last good time to do that. So, don't forget. Though it is better to do it during Anubis' stage. So Blizzak's going to be the first boss where we use shield canceling, where you just hold the button for your shield while attacking rapidly with the saber, and the shield will automatically cancel your combos, as long as you don't attack too fast. You do need to get a specific rhythm down, but it's pretty easy just to have like a pretty close to perfect rhythm. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So you can just hold the shield, you don't need to time the shield button at all, and then you just attack rapidly. You want to catch him before he hits you, as he's jumping on you. But if you miss that timing, and he does hit you, it's not a big deal. You can just push him back afterwards. And then once he starts this Ice Beam attack, the fight's over, because you can just attack him repeatedly. On very rare occasions, you will sometimes push him back a second time after you hit him out of the air. Like I said, very rare. I'm guessing it's frame perfect. If it does happen, it could screw things up, but most of the time it won't even be a big deal. And you want to look for like 147 on the stage is pretty good. 146 is possible. Barely. Lastly, I want to go over how the fight can go if you don't have the RNG manipulation in your favor. So, this is a slightly different attack than before, because he's not throwing the snowball as he's landing. In that situation, you won't push him back, even if you catch him in the air. A lot of times, he'll just start the Ice Beam afterwards, though, the same, so it's only a little bit worse. You lose some time when you're getting knocked back by getting hit by him, but a fight like that's fine. If he does this attack where he's just throwing icicles, I've found the best is to just wait. He'll jump at you eventually. Every now and then you can get some really unfortunate patterns from him. It's pretty rare. Most of the time, even if you mess up the RNG manipulation, you'll still get something pretty good. You might have to wait for a few icicles. You might get damaged a bit when he jumps into you, but it won't really be a problem. But every now and then you get something really annoying. Yeah, if he jumps away like that, then like you can get frozen by this thing. In this instance, he jumped into me again later, so it kind of worked out. But it can be a huge pain sometimes. He just won't go at you sometimes. He'll just stay at a distance. Maybe shoot the Ice Beam from there, in which case you can't really hit him. So, there's not really a very well-defined reaction when things start going wrong in this fight. You'll just have to kind of improvise a bit. Sometimes it is better to go away from the wall and actually follow them out. This is not one of those times because I just get stuck over here and can't do anything forever. But yeah, like I said, you might have to improvise if things are going really wacky. Blizzat can actually kill you if you're just like sitting in the corner waiting for too long and get hit by too many attacks. Use your best judgment if that starts to happen.